South Jersey bad boys.
Yeah, that was Out of Pitch, and that's my middle name. Old stump grinder out of pitch.
Danny Pitch Callahan.
Yep, that's what they called me in the high school choir. I was in it for the robes that we got to wear.
You love a good robe.
I love a good robe. Yep, and I'm talking like the robes that, like, not the fancy hotel robes. I'm talking robes like choir robes, like
choir robes, judge robes.
Yeah, like the robes you see in like movies where they feature like the Baptist church. Of like all the people dancing and singing, those types of robes. Purple.
Altar boy robe.
It's not even Lent. Yeah. That's what I'm in for.
Who else wears robes?
Who else wears robes?
Judges.
The Pope.
Boys.
The Pope.
He
wears a robe. Judges. Judges in other countries still wear the curly wigs too. That's kind of fucked up.
They do?
Yeah, like I think it was South Africa. They still do.
Whoa.
Remember
like the George Washington?
Yeah, the curly.
Colonial.
Yeah. Only it's not even colonial. This is like South Africa. I remember the Oscar Pistorius.
I guess that would make no sense. Colonial in back in colonial South Africa.
Yeah. Remember Oscar Pistorius, the dude that had the no legs, but he murdered his girlfriend?
No.
You remember the guy that had the blades? He was an Olympian. And he ran on the blades and he murdered his girlfriend.
He did?
Like, accidentally. He thought she was an intruder and then he shot her and killed her in his house. And he was on trial. He's from South Africa and it was in South Africa.
Fuck.
I know he went to prison. I forget for how long. I think it was some type of manslaughter charge or something. But he was a crazy good Olympian, and he had, from the knees down, he had no legs. They were like these like bouncy blade things that he ran on. And he was actually better than a lot of Olympians. Unfair advantage. He has no legs.
And he shot his girlfriend
with a shotgun. She was coming into the house and he shot and killed her.
Well, he's got no leg to stand on after that one.
No, he certainly doesn't. Jesus. Yeah. He went from the Special Olympics to the prison yard Olympics. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, real quick.
Yeah, I guess like when you have those blade legs, you don't get cramps in them.
You don't get cramps. They also put a little more skip in your step. Spring skip in your step. Yeah.
I would think so.
It's just crazy that for a track and field in the Olympics, it's like this guy has no legs. He has an unfair advantage.
Yeah, like your legs, will they get tired? I mean, like obviously your respiratory system will.
I feel like your thigh muscles have to be ripped though. You got to be fucking jacked.
That's true, because it's got to like all hold that in.
Yeah, because like think of how much like muscle you have in your calf and your ankles and even just like your feet. But like I guess if you got a fucking blade on your leg, it doesn't matter. You're just slicing through, slicing.
That can't
and
be
dicing.
Comfortable.
No,
like it's got to feel like it's digging into your. I mean, I wonder how they make that.
Yeah. Wonder what he wore to court.
Did he leave those out to be like, Your Honor, I have no legs, or did he wear jeans or like
I hope he just wore suit pants, but suit pants with flip flops or something.
Yeah,
something like that. Like the slide on flip flops, not the one that goes between your toe.
You just have a slit.
God, I hate those flip flops. I love the slides that you wear socks with, or that you could like. I did
then
all
he
the
could
time.
He could scoop the things in the slides.
Just scoop right in there. He could probably get a lot of scoops going on with that.
Yeah.
He can get a lot of nice, like the hummus at the bottom of a jar that you can't get with your fingers quite much. He just sticks the blade in there.
Yeah, if he's at a party.
Yeah.
He just dips them in.
Party tricks.
Oscar, come on.
Oscar, get the blades out of
the blades out of the hummus.
Yeah, get it out of the hummus, you fucking scumbag.
There's dirt all over your feet.
Yeah, dirt all over your feet and blood on your hands.
Man, that's wild.
We cracked a couple of yingers tonight. We have quite the celebration. You had a big weekend this past weekend, and honestly, I have never been to a coming out of the closet party before, but I was glad to be a part of it. You even included Sam a little bit.
I did.
Yep.
I figured it was only it was only right if she was there for me to come out of the closet.
Yeah. As one of the leading sponsors of this program in studio, she's dumped a lot of money into us.
Specifically conversion therapy, mostly for me.
Yeah, that's
hasn't quite caught.
Yeah, down in that basement. That's why the house you guys had to get. It's like we have to have a basement and it can't be finished, and we need to fit electrical equipment down there.
Yeah, for all my
all the dealings, which you've been trained not to talk about.
I'm trained not to talk about. Yeah. That's what day one conversion therapy. Rule number 1. Don't talk about conversion therapy.
Yeah, yep. It's just treated very much like Fight Club.
Right.
And met a lot of good people in those programs, but now it's all coming full circle.
Full circle jerk.
Yeah, full circle jerk. And on top of that, you did a couple of other things this weekend too. I mean,
did.
Pretty incredible.
Got engaged.
Who proposed to who?
Yeah, I proposed to my beard, Sam. Samwise, the stores.
Yeah.
Proposed after what feels like 15 years at this point. Mm-hmm. And you know what? It feels great. It was a blast of a party.
Yeah.
Had a hell of a time.
Yep.
Had some fires going.
Had a bunch of different cast of characters over there.
Yep.
Had a neighbor's party that they tried to out party in next door, which had an interesting playlist going on. One moment they would be playing some like Little John Club music. The next moment they were playing that Italian song that Will Ferrell sings at the end of Step Brothers.
That's how we do it in Barrington, baby.
Never know what you're going to get.
Never know, man.
Keep people on their toes. That's good.
Let me ask you this. When you were engaged, did you use the word fiance?
Mm-hmm.
You did?
I did. Yep.
Oh.
I did. Nothing like as crazy as it wasn't like Mulaney has that famous bit about like not wanting to say girlfriend, but I say my fiance type of thing. I definitely didn't say it as much as she did. That's for sure.
I say either my girlfriend or my bitch wife. You know how we go, dude.
Yeah, that's exactly how both of us are. I
Yeah.
say my bitch wife in front of people, and they're like, "Why would you say that about my daughter?" And it's just,
Yeah.
sometimes that's
Listen, Dad.
Yeah, listen, Dad.
Yeah.
You haven't been around the past few years for
Yeah.
this shit that I've been put through.
Yeah, he gets it.
He gets it. Yeah. No. How did asking for the Stores' hand in marriage go?
Oh, dude. So actually, this is pretty funny. So, obviously, I haven't had a chance to really catch up about the details of this.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
There's a couple funny things that happened. So the way that I did it was, I told Sam that we were doing a triple date with some friends of ours at La Scala's, next to Cooper River Park.
Yeah.
They were at a wedding. Like, they were not even going to be there. There was a whole decoy.
Did they play along? Like,
They played along.
Nice.
They set the whole thing up for me. It was
Nice.
perfect. So
Perfect.
she really was thrown off the trail. And at first I'm like, Sam is so perceptive. Somebody has this great joke. I think it's Tom Papa, where he's like, you know, I don't cheat on my wife. He's like, I don't cheat on my wife, not because I'm a good guy, because my wife is on my ass. You know? Like, Sam, even if I ever wanted to, which I don't, even if I ever wanted to, Sam is the most perceptive woman on the planet, that there would just be, it would be a death sentence. She would catch me. She'll walk in the house and she'll be like, you know, who moved the fork 2 inches to the left? Like, she just knows.
She would know that.
So this whole time that I've been planning this thing, I'm like, there's just no way that I'm going to be able to genuinely surprise her. She just knows everything.
Yeah. She's like, do I smell a 20-year-old Drexel student under your breath? It's like,
Yeah, no, that was Dan.
yeah. Damn it. And you just start freaking out when you're caught.
Yeah.
You a good liar, at least?
I'm a terrible liar.
Oh, yeah. She would sniff you out.
Yeah, it's the best. You know, it's a whole perfect storm.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
like
Oh,
issues.
yeah.
But so she's so perceptive. So I'm like, there's no way we're going to genuinely surprise her. So I rope in, you know, our friends. They act as decoy, which is perfect. And I, as like the month was leading up to it, there'd be like little things where I'm like, does she know? And then the week of, I knew that she had no idea what was happening because she was being so mean to me. So I was like, if she knew she was getting engaged at the end of this week, it would be, I'm like, she's going to be surprised.
Yeah.
She definitely doesn't know. But no, I'm joking around. But anyways, so I take her to Cooper River Park, tell her that, you know, we're meeting her friends there. And I get them to say that they're watching their friend's dog so that we can bring Graham with us.
Yeah.
So we go to the park, meet her and Graham. My sister was there beforehand, and she set up like some decorations. She had music playing on the bridge right in Cooper River Park. So I walk up there, and I'm looking around, dude, and because I'm like, I just want to get to this bridge and do it because I'm afraid like she's gonna see it from afar. Like, the jig is up.
Yeah.
So, but she really, as I'm walking, I'm like, dude, she really has no fucking idea. And as I'm walking up, I see all these like colonial dressed people.
Really?
Like, they're doing
Like a Civil War
like a
reenactment?
Civil War,
or like a Revolutionary War
like
reenactment?
A Revolutionary War reenactment. And I'm like, oh my God, get the fuck out of here, dude. And they're like just walking around. They're like kind of like just looking around and
Kinda
stuff.
weird. Yeah.
So anyways, I get up there. I do it. She's so surprised. But I asked my sister afterward. And she was like, "Oh my God, dude, it was a fucking nightmare." She was getting up. She had like a camera set up so that she could catch it. And she was like, there must be something going on, like with some colonial bullshit, because there would be some girls that would be like, "Oh my God, is someone getting engaged? Are we interrupting?" She's like, "Just fucking go."
Yeah, just
She's like, "I've never been so mean in my life." She's like, "Get the fuck out of here." All right. Because I wasn't there yet. So she's like, yeah, but you gotta go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, that just made me laugh so hard. There was just these like people, there was like colonial people, and then there was like some chick in like in butterfly wings, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
The British reenactors are just standing there with their muskets, like telling you that you have to vacate the premises. Not allowed around here, sir.
Yeah.
I can't do a British accent. You know, they're standing there.
Australian, I think.
Yeah, I think that was Australian. Yeah. Oh, I think Australians are
Now,
just...
now, sir. That was Foghorn Leghorn. What do you say now, boy? Yeah. I said, I'm proposing to y'all, girl.
Yeah, we're all over the map. We're from like Southern plantation owners to like Australians mixed together. But yeah, just the British reenactor just standing there with his musket saying King George has to take you out of Camden.
Yeah. And I'm like, do you guys mind? Anyways, will you marry me? But so do it. And then I tell her that just our families are back at the house. Get back to the house. Old Danny Boy and the rest of the South Jersey crew is there ready to party.
We're just standing there. Yep. Had everybody else on FaceTime on my phone. We were just standing there ready to go.
It was a good time.
It was so funny when you pulled up because like we showed up like as everyone was coming outside. They're like, "Oh, they're right around the corner." So I was like, "Okay." So we're standing on the porch there, and you roll up and Sam's like looking out the window, and then you just keep going. And then you park down in the corner.
Everyone's like, "Why didn't you park in the driveway?" What everyone didn't know is because of the cracked sewer line. They told us not to park in the driveway.
The backed up pipes.
So everyone just thinks that I just fucking drove off.
That was so funny. And then you park. I was like, "Oh, he's gonna make her work for it." And then you guys parked down on the corner and then walked back up.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm officially spoken for, ladies.
Officially.
Sorry.
And guys. Yep.
Fellas. Mostly fellas, honestly.
Yeah.
I've like the past all the time I've been dating on Sam, like after shows and things like that. Like Sam's like, "What if girl hits on you?" I'm like, that has never once happened. It's always a 60 to 70-year-old man, or it's a young early 20s gay dude.
Yeah.
That is my fan base.
And if it's anybody that's a female, it is most likely a 55-year-old divorcee.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who's wasted.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely has an alcohol problem.
Yeah.
Her kids don't speak to her anymore.
Typically.
Yep.
Which normally would be right up our alleys. That's essentially the woman that I married. But that's a totally different story. But now, so it's safe to say the bachelor party will not be at Woody's in Philadelphia.
You never know. I mean, maybe Greg can get us some hookups there.
Yeah.
Shout out Gray.
Shout out Gray. Yep. Gray, one of the biggest supporters of the Straight Cup, which that show we were with on. We had margaritas after the show with Gray and Bob Stant. And
Gay West, baby.
Gay West. Yep.
That's the best gay name you could possibly have.
I mean, he said overall it was a B+ time.
Really?
That's how we rated it.
Yeah.
It was a real hoot and a holler.
Yeah.
But and then on top of that, did you publicly announce your other pig? I mean, you were like, kill two stones with one bird.
Yeah, forgot. I'm having a child.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Holy shit.
And it's great. It's perfect because of this program's name. It's another bad boy is going to be born.
We got a bad boy on the way.
Bad boy on the way.
Boy. Yeah, it's fucking crazy, man. My masculinity is toxic. I just pump boys into this woman.
Just
this is my first child, but
yeah, you
knew it was going to be a South Jersey bad boy.
You knew it was going to be. Yeah, I'd rather have a bad boy than a bad girl.
Yes.
Jeez. Have you been around teenage girls lately? Because I have. And
yeah, I thought we agreed not to talk about this on the cast, Dan, because of the
I
court ordered
It was a court-ordered summons by multiple families.
Yes.
In a different county, though, so I don't think it crosses county
All
lines.
right. Well, let's maybe be careful about that.
Yeah. It just it gets. I grew up with two teenage girls in my house, unrelated, and they were absolute psychopaths. And my dad always tells everybody that boys are so much easier, but then again, I was the only one that he had to go to the principal's office on multiple occasions for. However, I wasn't out screwing around with a bunch of guys. I mean,
You calling your sisters whores?
I guess indirectly. I didn't really think this.
That was pretty directly. I guess my the other ones were screwing a bunch of dudes.
Yeah.
I mean, you could take from that what you will.
It was just a phase. That's what they called it. It was just a phase. They all went through their phases. My phase is still going on to this day, and it's being a fucking idiot.
Yeah. I mean, look at us. This is what we are trying to professionally do.
Yeah.
Be professional idiots.
Yeah. Essentially, we're just jesters with the little fucking bells on the end of our little hats, and we just dance around to tell dick jokes.
And now I'm going to be a dad.
And now you're going to be a dad. I'm just envious that as much as I can appreciate dad culture, you're now going to be fully ingrained into it. What are the steps you're going to take to get anointed with it?
Honestly, I am pumped. I really am. And I think I could definitely take a couple of pages out of your book just in terms of style or fashion.
Yeah.
The Under Armour shoes.
Under Armour shoes with the white soles. You can't get matching soles. You got to get white soles and get a little grass stain on them.
Yeah, I definitely can learn a lot from you embracing the dad culture. I'm already into the lawn stuff, fixing up the lawns.
Yeah, crisp edges too.
Cracking beers during the week. I already got that down.
Got that down.
I have Velcro attire of sorts. Shoes.
Yep.
Sweaters.
Eye up some New Balances next time you're at Marshall's.
Sure.
They're on
Although
sale.
they're getting a little trendy, so I might need to,
Under Armour outlets right down the road, though.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's true. I think Under Armour is probably more dad these days.
It is more dad. It's
New
like
Balance.
dad.
New Balance is kind of
ever since Under Armour.
fire.
Yeah, exactly.
As the kids said, which I will no longer be saying that.
The kids and the Gen Zs have been going after New Balance like crazy. I've seen New Balance T-shirts. It's all the rage.
Yeah.
Rage. If you go down to Under Armour, they got the dads hooked once they started doing the Under Armour logo with the deer antlers on the end of the logo.
That's true. I should probably get into hunting.
Yeah. Not even get into it. I think you should embrace that culture as a dad from the outside.
Yeah. I think I need a gun.
I think you got to get a gun, especially if a kid's going to be in the house. Have to have a gun.
Yeah, just to show them who's boss.
Yeah. You get to point it around and
don't talk to your mother like that. Yeah. Just to set them straight when they're young too. Stop crying.
Yeah. And if you can't get a gun, just get a Nerf gun and spray paint it black. You don't need
true.
Orange tips on it.
Take one out of Home Alone 3.
Yeah, exactly. I don't really foresee the issue with at least starting here, and you work your way up. You get to like a BB gun, get to a Red Ryder, work your way up to
an AR-15.
Yeah, just work. And you can get to that level. Advancing, it's kind of like video games. A few weeks.
Yeah.
If you put some time and effort into it.
Yeah.
So I think that would be good. Drinking. If you get like the Oakleys that are essentially like square, but they're also like rainbow colored on the outside, they come out to here.
Yeah, like those are specifically made for outfielders and dads.
Yes. Yep.
If you were just an accountant and you're wearing those,
throw those on when
shut the fuck up, dude.
Throw those on as soon as you walk out of the office building, corporate park you work in. Yep.
Yeah.
Get into your Prius.
Unless you're catching pop flies, or unless you have kids to take care of, you should not be wearing those.
No, not wearing pop flies. It's just he has to commute home wearing a collared shirt and take the little thing in his car down to block out the sun just a little bit.
I like it.
Yep.
I am honestly pumped for like all the dad shit. Like, I am pumped to be a dad, dude.
The baby thing over your shoulder with the baby
you better
in the
believe
front.
it, dude. Have him out at the bar.
Yeah, train him to hold a beer.
Yeah, dude.
Every dad wants to be
pint.
like, make sure you put the baseball in his left hand. It's like, no, make sure he can hold 2 beers in each hand.
That's right. Dude, double fisted, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, that is a good point though. Like with the kid, none of this basketball bullshit. No football. We got to get him into golf.
Yep.
Fucking baseball.
Yep.
Wrestling, perhaps.
Yeah. Yep.
Gymnastics.
Yep.
If he floats that way.
Dude, gymnastics, and you know what the other one is? Highly underrated. Male cheerleaders. They get scholarships. They get a minority scholarship.
Maybe a jockey.
Yep.
With my body type.
Oh, yeah, dude. Riding over at parks. You could have some of the horse racing over there. That'd be great. I think between that, gymnastics, field hockey is a big men's sport in England. I don't see why I can't try out for the women's team.
I'd rather be a male cheerleader.
Male cheerleader, yeah. We're not playing field hockey. He's not a pussy.
None of that gay shit.
Yeah,
dude.
nothing gay. Male cheerleader, you could just look right up. Yeah.
None of that focky bullshit.
Yeah. See, now
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
I know some guys, friends of mine that are whose wives are pregnant and they're having girls, and I was like, dude, that fucking sucks. It's like you get to have a guy, and like, you know,
Yeah, dude. I mean, like, honestly, like, everybody says, like, in all seriousness, everybody says it is true. Like, I would have been happy no matter what, healthy baby.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
But I am pumped for it to be a boy because that's what I know.
Yeah.
Because that's the way.
Yeah.
So I could just get him into, hopefully, some of the shit that I learned or that I was into.
Yeah, exactly. Which stuff you were into? I mean, doing a couple of comes home from middle school or high school dance. Like, come here, son. Let me sniff that finger. Yeah, I know what we did after high school dances.
Come on, son.
Yeah, come on, son. You gotta get your game up.
That's right, man.
Yeah, and it's just gonna be. Is Sam excited to be boy mom? That's all I ever see. It's boy mom.
We got a masculine house, man. It's me, baby boy on the way, Graham.
Shit, you're right.
A lot of masculine energy just flowing through this house.
Keep getting the boy dogs. Pump out some more boys.
And I'm turning into fucking Tim the Toolman Taylor, dude.
Fuck yeah.
Like, pump out 2 more boys. Start teaching them some power tools.
Yeah, break out the sawzall and some of the jigsaws, circular saws, just any type of power tool that's a saw.
Really?
Yeah, I think that would be great. It's
Saw the movie.
Show that right as soon week you guys get home in the hospital. I have it on DVD. I think you should bring it in and be like, hey, can you pop this bad boy in?
Any kind of saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's for the boys.
Yeah, it is. It's gonna be a great time. I think you'll enjoy it. Even if the kid can't fit like a full Steiner in his hand when he goes out drinking at the bars, you can start with shot glasses.
Speaking of boys, we got any bad boys of the week?
Fuck yeah! You know what? Got a couple of bad boys of the week. Let's see. Where should we start here? Did you see there's a hurricane coming up the coast? By the time this
Hurricane Ian?
Hurricane Ian, yeah, Hurricane Ian. It's not like we predicted earlier this year that the hurricanes, it was going to be a white woman wreaking hell.
Wow, yeah.
Havoc on this country.
They went with a white guy.
Yep.
Very on brand right now.
Yep. I've never met any.
White men are ruining.
They're ruining
the world.
America.
So this is Mother Nature saying, you know what?
Yep.
It's not me this time, bitches. It's Ian.
Yeah, it's Ian. So I did see that an article is showing that a Florida reporter is defending putting a condom on a microphone during her broadcast of Hurricane Ian. Look at that right there.
I saw pictures of this. That was legitimately a condom?
She legitimately put a condom on.
Why did she have that?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, luckily they got the one reporter out in the field and they were just like, hey, we don't want to get the microphone wet. Do you got anything we could do? It's like, yeah, actually, I got a pack of Jimmy's.
You didn't think that was going to be an issue? Hang on, boys. I got something for
Hang on. Do you want to go with ultra ribbed? Do you want to go with the flavored ones?
What's her name? Let's look this gal up on Instagram, see if she has an OnlyFans.
I guarantee you just put a condom on the microphone. You know what would be excellent? Why haven't we thought of doing this at comedy shows?
Well, they had the mic condoms during COVID, but they weren't legitimately condoms. They could have easily just got like a COVID mic condom.
Yeah, very easily, but it's what they have on them at the time.
Was she worried that like it was gonna stop working just from it being
getting a little wet?
Getting a little wet.
Getting a little wet. You know how things just stop working once they get a little wet, and that's the big problem with it, I guess. And
once you get it wet, that segment's over in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, once it's just you won't get much out of that segment. Literally a couple of minutes. Here's her Instagram. Let's see if she's got a OnlyFans linked. No, she doesn't. She's a 3-time Emmy award-winning journalist in Southwest Florida, Boston native. Holy hell, what a combo. South Florida and Boston.
Yeah, no wonder. Look at this. She's definitely got some jimmies on deck.
Yeah, she's definitely got some jimmies on deck. Yep. What can you do?
We look like such creeps right now.
We are such pieces of shit.
But she's the one whipping out condoms on live television.
On live television. That is for the children.
She's like out in the hurricane. We interrupt this program. Sorry. This hurricane is massive. We are going to want to stay indoors and just put on Netflix and just whatever you're going to do.
Yeah. Just head on over to your friend's house, sneak on in for a little Netflix and chill. Definitely don't want to leave the house.
Yeah.
And remember to
This
spit on
storm
it
is going to
first.
have the boat rocking.
Yeah. It's all about the motion of the ocean, and this is really going to send somebody over the edge.
That's just pure dumb. The fact that she didn't think that was going to be an issue. I mean, like, you know, bad boy of the week. We'll keep her in consideration, but just kind of like a frat boy move. You know, it'd be funny if I put a fucking condom on this. Is she posing with it?
Oh yeah, yep. She certainly is.
Did she like acknowledge it during the broadcast? Like, hey, what you got to do? You got to do what you got to do. You put a condom on. I'm trying to.
That's what she said. She's like, it is what you think it is. It's a condom. It helps protect the gear. You can't get these mics wet. There's a lot of wind and a lot of rain, so we got to do what we got to do. And we put a condom on the microphone. They've been reporting in hurricanes for years and years and years, and you've never seen this before. She's a trendsetter. She's getting out there ahead of the pack, just having multiple uses for a condom. And at this point, I think you know where we could probably find that microphone.
Yeah.
Yep.
In your bra.
Oh yeah. Some little local news happening too. For years, NBC 10 investigators have come out with a story that for years, Philly police dumped crime data at Disney World.
What?
Yeah, so
What does that mean?
basically what happens when they log crime locations inside the Philadelphia Police Department system, they said that more than 10 years ago it began and it ended this past summer. They didn't have a specific location for a crime. So they would just you just have to put in a location, and instead of putting in a random location, they put in Disney World.
So then when they're pulling the data, it looked like all these crimes were happening at Disney World.
Yeah, yep. So
Why would they do that?
according to Philadelphia police records, somebody was shot in the 1700 block of West Oak Lane in front of his family. And then they went to look at the data. It said he was killed in Disney World.
Oh my God. We'll leave it to Philly to just do something like that where they're like, I don't know where to put it. Let's just put Disney World.
Yeah, they were like, if you could put any location for dumping a bunch of crime data that we can't specifically tie to a location on our thing, which you would think there would be a better practice. Like, put it right on Billy Penn's head.
Yeah, dump it in Connecticut.
Yeah, dump it in Connecticut. That's where everything should be dumped.
Right.
Yeah, just the landfill of the United States should be Connecticut. Just a statewide landfill.
That's hilarious, though, that they'll just be that negligent.
Oh, yeah.
That they'll go, I don't fucking know. Just put Disney World.
But it was done so many times, and specifically the area of the exact coordinates that were put in were behind Cinderella's castle known as Fantasyland. And that became the default location for the police department's inaccurate crime data.
How did they uncover this? Did they?
I think when somebody
with an audit?
they went into the records for this one person's thing, and they started digging deeper and deeper and just saw all of these things.
Wasn't there another thing with the Philly police that there was millions and millions of dollars that just like went unaccounted for? Went missing.
Yep, there was I think, was it 3 million?
It was a lot. It was like, I think it was way more than 3 million.
It was in the millions. I know that.
Which is, dude.
They were just like, yeah, we don't know. It was very similar to Donald Rumsfeld the day before 9/11 saying that there was $3 trillion that was missing from the United States government, literally the day before 9/11. And
Really?
then the accounting
I didn't
law-
know about this.
This is one of the biggest conspiracies tied to 9/11. Donald Rumsfeld on September 10th had a press conference about the United States.
Who was that again?
He was the secretary. No, he wasn't the Secretary of State.
Secretary of Defense.
I think he was the Secretary of Defense or something back then. He
Gotcha.
was something. He was one of those guys. He died a year or two ago, I think.
Convenient.
Yeah, very convenient. He announced in a press conference the morning before 9/11 saying that there was $3 trillion missing. Trillion. And then the accounting department that handled the area specifically that he was talking about was in the World Trade Center. So that is one of the biggest conspiracy theories surrounding 9/11. And the press conference he had never got brought up again. That money, it was never like, oh, hey, by the way, that $3 trillion we said was missing, never brought up ever again.
Whoa.
So that's where, like, some people are like, oh, these 9/11 conspiracies. It's like, that is either a very happy coincidence.
Did they ever talk with him about it after that?
I've never seen anything out there. They very well could have, and it just doesn't fit the story of a
I guess
conspiracy
we'd
theorist.
have to find some 9/11 truthers to fill us in.
Yeah, we're gonna have to invite. I think we got to get some crazy conspiracy people
I would
on here.
that would honestly be awesome.
If we could get them on Zoom and figure out how to hook it up and just get them, or even a phone call, and we just talk to them. We can find some people on Craigslist that could talk to us about this shit.
You know what else we should get? We should try to see if we can get anybody that we could interview, like New Jersey Mafia related. Just to give us some bad boy South Jersey stories.
You know what?
Jersey stories.
That would be great, actually, if we could take anybody from South Jersey that just want to call in with a great South Jersey story, some Jersey Devil folklore, some Atlantic City wild nights, a arson you committed in Cape May County. I want to hear all of it.
Yeah, like I'd like to hear some New Jersey myths or stories, like Jersey Devil, mafia stories, crime stories.
Yep.
Call in or email us or DM the Instagram, and let us know, and we'll call you in on the pod, and we'd love to hear your stories.
We'll call it in. We'll keep it anonymous. We don't care if you're not the dad of your girlfriend's kids and you just haven't said anything for years. If it's the other way around and you know that the guy isn't the father of your children and you want to turn this into the Maury show, I think we should do it. Any bad boys? You got some bad boy stuff? I think
anything bad boy related.
Yeah, and we'll start taking callers. I've always wanted to say we're taking callers.
Yes, taking callers is fun because you don't know where it's going to go.
You have absolutely no idea where it's going to go whatsoever. Yeah. This could take many different turns, and hopefully we can use Disney World as a scene of the crime for anything we do.
That is mind blowing though. Like when you are growing up, you assume some of these big establishments and departments, like the government, the police department, whatever, all these institutions that are put in place to supposedly protect you, and then you get older and you see things like this happen, where you're like, how in the world does nothing ever happen about this? Or when stuff like this does happen, it always just seems to be shrugged off, like, yeah, it's just what we did.
Yep, just what happened. What can you do?
I guess it's like, what are you gonna do? Like, they're not gonna like shut down the police department.
No,
but like the fact that this stuff consistently happens is
more than 5,000 crimes, including 16 arsons, 50 homicides, and 298 auto thefts.
Wow,
were plotted to Disney World on a data crime map.
Maybe Disney's just gotten out of hand. I haven't been there in a while.
Yeah, all I see are the shooting numbers in Chicago every single weekend, but I haven't seen anything about the arsons at Cinderella's castle. And
maybe Cinderella's got a fucking little operation going on.
I think there's something going on with the guy that's playing Goofy. He's doing some goofy shit underneath the sidewalks of Disney World.
Yeah.
Definitely something weird going on.
That's right.
I think I got one person that is up for Bad Boy of the Week, and it's a New Jersey teacher. This guy's up in Bergen County, just wreaking hell on people, or havoc, whatever you want to call it. New Jersey teacher is suspended for lessons on Hitler swastikas, and then he sues the school district.
Wow, suspended for lessons on Hitler swastikas.
Hitler, swastikas, yeah.
So he was just teaching them
about Hitler and swastikas, and then this is like I'll run through the article here.
Well, I'm curious to see what he was teaching.
So he's up in Bergen County, which is like very, very north border of New York, above New York City, Hackensack, that area.
Yep.
Parents and students complained about his lessons on the rise and fall of Adolf Hitler that included an assignment to make a propaganda poster. So this guy from Park Ridge, they accuse him of violating their laws against harassment, intimidation, and bullying on his teachings on World War II Hitler.
Bullying?
That's what they actually they told him that he violated, was teachings on this was a violation of their bullying policies. I was like, bullying?
But was he? I don't understand how that could be.
The subject class included instruction on the rise of Adolf Hitler and Nazism, a lesson on totalitarian governments in general, including how much movements gain power.
Yeah, I mean, I was taught all the
same type of stuff.
I mean, I took a Holocaust class in college.
Yeah,
and they're just telling you what happened. Mm-hmm. Like they tell you about what Hitler did.
Yeah,
and I remember they said stuff about swastikas of just like this was their Nazi symbol and
That's
what it
what-
represented.
That's what it is.
But
He's
they
like,
weren't saying like this is good. They're just
hey, look, I got you guys. Here's what the swastika looked like, and here's how it appears if you use spray paint. Now, there's a blank building over here.
What you got to do, you got to draw it at a perfect 90-degree angle.
Yeah.
Like, unless it's going.
And if you need to get any yardsticks to make it straight, wood shop class downstairs has them. Get spray paint from art class. We can make an entire operation out of this.
Yeah,
I could see if it was going that way. But yeah, the class was on the use of swastikas as a symbol, the history of the symbol, how it once was a Hindu emblem, and how the Nazis appropriated it for their own evil purposes.
Yeah, well, so that is historical.
Yeah, and that's context. And he also showed students a video of Hitler giving a public speech to demonstrate how angry of a speaker Hitler was.
Yeah, I mean, he was all jacked up on coke and drugs and
Yeah,
meth.
yeah.
And I think that's factual as well.
Yeah, I hope he included the factual statement about the mustache just basically hiding up the cocaine residue on his upper lip below his nose. That's what it was there for.
He was methed out apparently all the
Yeah.
time.
So the union representative stepped in and helped them write a letter to parents explaining. But the problem that he did was that he apologized for it. Once you apologize,
Yeah, what did he say in his apology?
I apologize for misconceptions or misinterpretations that this lesson may have caused. Which once you apologize, you're admitting you did something wrong.
Yeah.
And they take that and then they just continue to pounce.
I wonder why, I wonder if it was he was presenting it in a way that students thought was inappropriate. They told their parents and the parents, or if there were certain parents that just heard, he's teaching you about Hitler, just a trigger word, swastika, they hear that and then they report.
Yeah. Yeah.
It sounds like it's probably more something like that.
It sounds like that's what it is. Because it says in here, the board well knows that the plaintiff has now been falsely branded in the community as some sort of pro-Hitler teacher.
Yeah, I mean, there was nothing that they said in the facts of this article that led you to believe he was pro-Hitler or swastikas or Nazis in any way. It seemed like he was just informing them about a part of history. I mean, it's like, do you not learn about anything bad that happens in the war? I mean,
yeah, and that's where he was basically going through it. I remember learning all of this stuff in middle school, and apparently that is a problem where kids, when they learn about it, they start putting swastikas there. I have friends that just as a joke learned what a swastika was, and they're like, oh shit, we'll draw it on the bathroom stalls.
They picked a very addicting thing to draw, just in terms of angles. Like, you remember when everybody learned how to draw the S?
Yeah, it was the S.
It's just I don't love S's, but it's just fun to draw.
Yeah, exactly. This guy's in there just showing all this Hitler stuff, and they were just like, oh, it wasn't like he was trying to be like, okay, so here's what we're doing.
Right.
Yeah, the guy's been.
We need to bring back.
Yeah,
yeah. I don't think it was one of those situations.
We're bringing it back. So they're seeing he's been a teacher for 22 years, and this is just another guy, a fellow bad boy that we should have on here that we're gonna defend until it turns out they go through his house and he has a bunch of swastika armbands.
Then that's when we say we
Pump
do
and dump
not
him.
stand.
Yep.
With you, we still support Gary Busey.
We still support Gary Busey. He has not been found guilty in any way that I know of as of yet.
So
we'll
we
be
stand
at the
with
courthouse.
you, Gary, until
then. We pick our battles wisely. We're there for Gary Busey. We're there for this gentleman who's a teacher in Bergen County. Even though it's North Jersey, we'll have him on the South Jersey Bad
What
Boys.
if we could call him up and get his thoughts on this?
Just want to call in. You know what? He's been suspended. This happened in February. He's been suspended with pay since February.
Oh, what a good...
It's now September, so these are taxpayer dollars at work. Do you think this is really worth it? He's been sitting at home just
I'll take that.
bopping his baloney for the last 7 months.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 or 4 of those months that every teacher has off,
Right.
So what are we really fucking talking about?
Wow.
But yeah, guy's quite a bad boy.
We got some bad boys this week.
Did have some bad boys, and I did see a Canadian ad for this as well. Toupee or touche, get vaxxed against COVID to protect those locks and prevent hair loss.
This COVID stuff has been so wild. Did you see Biden his statement?
No.
I'm just seeing. I guess I got to go back and look at the context of it, but just all over Twitter, he came out in addressing Hurricane Ian.
Yeah.
And it's like, one of the most important things you can do, anybody that lives in a place that's affected by hurricanes like Florida, etc., is to get vaccinated.
He said that again?
Yeah.
He did that last year.
And he was like, you know, anybody that's unvaccinated and you live in a hurricane area, it makes things more complicated. Like, what are you talking about?
I guess what he's trying to say, even though it's stupid, he's like, yeah, because, you know, for us to evacuate you, you're going to have to be vaccinated.
Is that what he's alluding to? Or I wasn't sure if he was just saying, like,
I guess,
if you get health complications, because it's just stupid. The fact that he would even be mentioning that.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem to even apply.
And the thing that's crazy about
People
it,
are like, my house just blew off.
yeah,
Is it really a priority for me to get vaccinated?
exactly.
Right
And that's the thing, is like saying that that's the top priority. Because I remember when that came out last year, and it's just like, I just don't see how, like, they're just like, yeah, this is a good statement. We'll put this out. It's almost like they're like purposely, they want to piss off other people.
It's I mean, and it's nothing against vaccinations. I'm just saying, what does that have to do with a hurricane?
Yeah.
It's like Trump saying, just fucking nuke it.
Yeah.
You're like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? These idiots running the country, dude.
Oh, yeah. And any one of these just cranky old guys running it are like so loosely there.
He's looking bad.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I mean, they've rarely let him out of the house and show him. But anytime he gets out, I saw another video where he's like referring to
a dead congresswoman. Yeah.
Yes, that. I saw that. That's another bad one where he goes, "Where is she?" And like she had just died in a car accident like a month prior.
Yeah.
There was another one where he's referring to some younger girl. I don't know who she was in relation to what he was talking about, because they only show the clips of this stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe it's out of context, but he goes, "When I met her, I was 30 and she was 12. So it's a little," and you're like, why would you fucking say that? What are you talking about?
God. Yeah.
I don't know the context of that.
Yeah.
But I just saw that and it seemed a little alarming.
It's one of those things where you say it and you're just like, if there would have been like a process behind here,
Like,
not that,
get him back in the basement. Get him back in the basement.
Yeah.
Joe is not on his medication today.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely, of how they take any of these things. And this guy has like a cat swiping his toupee off. Like, I'm not sure what to take from this, but if Corona can take away hair or contribute it to hair loss, if anybody has Corona and if they want to rub it all over my ass, that would definitely be helpful to me.
Yeah, I'm so curious to see if there's any truth behind that.
Protect your melon. Get vaxxed. Corona can lead to hair loss.
Yeah, why is there a cat claw?
And they had to write Rona on a tiger claw, swiping a guy's toupee off.
Yeah, and what nationality is this gentleman?
This gentleman looks Persian, but he also has like an 80s porn star mustache.
Yeah, why did they make him look like Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite?
Yeah. He looks like Pedro if he grew up a couple decades prior to Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like a Hispanic.
Wearing a Canadian tuxedo.
Yeah. I was going to say, he kind of looks like a Hispanic Jeffrey Dahmer. I've been watching a lot of Jeffrey Dahmer.
I started that series. I gotta finish it. Maybe I'll finish I didn't finish the first episode, but I was interested. But Sam got a little spooked.
She got a little spooked by
by serial killers that eat people. I'm like, what's the problem?
What's the problem with this? Also, he hangs out in gay bars all the time. It's like, it would be a problem for us more so
she's
than
worried about me.
Yeah. Interesting stuff. But finally, did you see how people were pissed? They got an LGBTQ tag on it on Netflix.
No,
it got categorized by Netflix.
Really?
Like if you looked at LGBT,
they're like, you might
content,
like this,
but like you get more into it, and like most of it is like about his relationships with gay. It goes into more than him just killing them, but like why and how.
Like sexual. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I gotta finish this.
He like tries to have relationships with them, and then ends up killing them. Like it's like
really.
It gets very graphic and very detailed, but like I was like, kind of. All the things they're showing are the homosexual relationships that he has with people, but like
right.
He was very and it's interesting because it was early 90s.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of like weird like AIDS stuff going on, gay stuff. They thought it was contagious.
Right.
People weren't as open about it as they are.
More taboo back then.
So it's a classic like today where they're judging people from 30 years ago. Like how could you possibly look and think that way?
And you're like, well, that's what was happening.
That was what was happening. Was a pretty. It's do we agree with it now? No, but back then, were a lot of people going to necessarily take the stance that they are today? Probably not.
No, it's just it's a reflection of that time period. I'm curious. Do they say, and because when Sam and I were watching it, I couldn't remember. there is a serial killer, and I don't know if it's Dahmer, but was Dahmer the one who had relatively normal parents? Did they go into that at all?
Oh yeah, yeah, it's a big part of it. They were relatively normal, but there was some trouble at home. But I think it was more normal than like Ted Bundy and John Wayne Gacy. Actually, I don't know about Ted Bundy, his parents' situation, but Ted Bundy, I believe, had some. Those are like the big three.
Yeah,
We're talking like Mount Rushmore serial killers.
Right.
I think you're gonna have those three and maybe Son of Sam up there as well.
Right.
But yeah, it's Dahmer was, mostly known for the eating of people.
Right.
Had a little bit of trouble with different stuff, but his was like very strange compared to Ted Bundy just randomly. But a lot of them, finally, they're going like, all right, we need to have more serial killer content, but we got to be more inclusive. Like,
That's true.
did you know Dahmer was gay? It's like, wait a second.
Yeah, like this would be great. Throw it on the LGBT. Now I can understand why the LGBTQ community is pissed.
Not only that, but most of his victims were black. So now it's just like, fuck, this is
like
a perfect
double whammy.
Perfect opportunity. We're gonna get Niecy Nash to play his next door neighbor, which she did, and she fucking killed it in that role. Niecy Nash, she was on Reno 911. She's in everything now. She's blowing up.
Yeah, she's a great actress.
Yeah. So she's in the first couple episodes. They're like, we get a bunch of different African American actors. We can get some gay actors. We can get some gay black actors. We can get some, and they're just like, holy shit, this is a gold mine. It's serial killers.
Smollett?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Shit.
He would have been perfect.
He would have showed up and then would have made up a lie about Jeffrey Dahmer, and then Jeffrey Dahmer would have gone free. It'd be a whole fucking thing. But oh yeah, definitely watch it. I'm almost halfway through, but it's like one of those things where it's like it happened so long ago, and now we're treating it like I can't wait to see how it ends. It's like I know how it ends.
Right. Actually, I don't.
I don't know all the details.
I know yeah, exactly. I don't know the context of the whole situation. I know obviously he gets caught, but
yeah, he had a bit of a whoopsie daisy and got caught, but we will recap it maybe in a future a thing on here and have a full complete breakdown, because not only is serial killing one of my favorite things,
about
but
bad boy of the week
when there's a bunch of gay sex involved, we're talking about
Let's go.
Yeah. So until that time comes, we're just gonna go out. We'll try on some New Balances. We're gonna get some people in the back of the car, tell them I'm going to turn this thing around. You got to get some dad freezes down. So just start dropping them left and right.
I'll work on it.
Yeah. Perfect. All right. Well then, send in your what was it? The
stories, South Jersey
stories.
New Jersey stories.
We're taking callers.
Yeah.
Yeah. See ya.
Later.